Hello everyone, I'm your host, Roman Garcia from NerdSport, and welcome to Creating a Culture of Innovation. We're here to highlight up-and-coming and growing businesses that want to show off their culture and what makes them stand out with technology. Our goal is to educate our audience about having a strong IT and cybersecurity infrastructure and showing how other businesses are leveraging technology in order to succeed. NerdSport is an award-winning managed service provider that's been helping businesses in the US and around the world with managed IT, consulting, and cloud solutions for almost 20 years. If you found what we talked about in today's episode valuable and are looking to advance your business's technology strategy, we can offer you a free IT consultation where we examine your technology, cybersecurity, and compliance so that we can take care of your IT and you can focus on the growth of your business. If you would like to be a guest on our podcast, you can apply at cacoi.nerdsport.com/podcast. And to learn how NerdSport can help you succeed with technology, visit us at nerdsport.com. All right, enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Creating a Culture of Innovation podcast. I'm your host, Roman Garcia, and I'm joined today by yet another business leader who's cultivating a culture of innovation within his business, Ryan Walsh. Ryan is the co-founder and CEO of Valqari, which provides the infrastructure and communication for unmanned delivery modes to enable safe, secure, and reliable deliveries via drone technology. Pretty wild. So thanks for coming on, Ryan. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks, Roman. Really appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Sure, of course. Cool to see someone finally beating Amazon to the punch, the Amazon era. Who knows when that's happening? I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So let's get right into it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Ryan, first off, tell me and the audience a little bit about your business's mission statement. What does Valkyrie do for businesses around you to help them succeed?
So we try to provide drone infrastructure so companies can offer drone delivery to customers safely, securely, smart, and at scale. So through a combination of our locker systems, upcoming mailboxes, and different other product lines we'll be releasing in the near future, really offering a way for people to receive packages autonomously, much like they do now. Drones are really great at getting packages to and from people. They're faster, they're more cost effective. You don't need a person in the supply chain, but they don't actually solve a lot of the cost drivers of the last mile, which is failed delivery attempts, multiple delivery attempts, package right? Some 2/3 of people have had packages stolen at this point, right? And it's billions of dollars. And so having a place where a drone or a person can drop a package off is really what we serve. And so our goal is to put a drone mailbox in front of every home and business across the world.
Yeah, and honestly, that's pretty exciting. I saw I peeked around on your YouTube a little bit. I saw some of those demos of like the drone picking something in, or like someone dropping something off, and then the drone recognizing that something was there, and then the box like lifted up underneath it, and then it went ahead and flew away. So that was honestly pretty cool. That in terms of what made you want to start your business, I kind of want to see like what made you want to start your business, what gave you the idea for Valkyrie, and did you have any inspiration to start it?
So I was in the military when I had gotten out of high school, and it was really when drones were first entering the battlefield. And just the few years that I was in and deployed, it was incredible to see how quickly they had gone from ISR platforms and just, flying cameras all the way to, gunships and providing supplies and all of these different capabilities. And so it was only a matter of time before they were going to become commercially viable. My co-founder, Alex, and I, fast forward a few years, we had started a couple of businesses and we were looking for something a little bit more technical. Most of the companies we had formed at the time were really small local businesses. And drones really stood out to us, right? It was on the forefront of where technology was going. Supply chains were really starting to become a key area of people talking about how we can optimize smart cities. All of those different items started coming together, and we said, great, The drone, that's figured out. There's plenty of companies that are working on the drone. Who's working on the customer interaction?
Right.
How
The process.
Right, exactly. How is the customer experience going to be benefit by this technology? And drones inherently are dangerous. They're flying robots with 4 to 8 spinning blades. You don't want a human and a drone interacting if you can avoid it at any cost. And so, how do we create something that allows for drones to deliver and at the same time allows for a very easy customer experience?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we came up with mailboxes.
All right. And in that process, like, did you have any like inspirational figures in your life?
I like to read all the greats, right? Jobs and Elon and all the different figures that have
Naturally.
shaped, Silicon Valley, Peter Thiel and all of those. But in the end, it's about, the elegance of finding a simple solution, not something overcomplicated, not something that,
Right.
you have to really think through. The elegance and the brilliance is always in the simplicity. And so figuring out that the mailbox was what everybody had overlooked was really our aha moment. And, rather than trying to, find some incremental way to improve drones for some marginal difference, right? Why
Yeah.
not focus where everybody wasn't?
Yeah. And quick apology to anyone listening the audio version of this, but if you take a look at Ryan's background, that's the mailboxes that he's referring to, those tall white structures there, and then like the person puts in the little cubbies, puts your package in the cubbies, and then the drone picks it up through the top. So yeah, pretty cool stuff you got going on there, Ryan. So, did you have any obstacles in starting up, or what were your biggest hurdles along the way?
Oh, it's been nothing but obstacles, right? I mean, it's just, that's the whole point of, getting back up when you get knocked down. I mean, it starts with,
Sure.
filing patents and bootstrapping in the beginning, that's a very challenging process. Patents are expensive and, bootstrapping any company is always a daunting task, right? I mean, you're not
Mm-hmm.
making money and you're spending your life savings on trying to get the company going. And at the time we were going against the giants like Amazon, right? So it was definitely obstacle after obstacle. And then when we formed Valqari to operationalize the technology after a number of years of testing, that was in 2017, it just started piling up from there, right? Finding the right talent, figuring out that there's all kinds of technical challenges and hurdles and all of these things, because when you're dealing with a product, especially in an industry where nobody really knows the right answer, there's no playbook, you
Yeah.
learn from these obstacles, but you definitely have a lot of them.
Yeah. And as a connoisseurs of innovation as ourselves, that we love some tech competition, as you guys were able to beat some of those big guys to the punch. As you can see, it's been years since they announced it in the first place, and you guys are already there at the forefront. So congratulations on that and getting over those hurdles.
Thank you. Yeah, we find new ones every day. And, every time you want to add a new feature, you got to find a whole new set of obstacles and hurdles to overcome. But I mean, that's just the nature of innovation, right?
Of course. Yeah. And now I want to go over kind of the way you look into serving your clients. What are some of the things your business values most when serving your clients? And did any of that change last year during the pandemic and remote work?
Because a lot of our clients currently are the drone operators, right? We focus on integrating with their systems. We take a lot of their lessons learned and a lot of their feedback. And so we're actually about to release a version of our landing station with a much larger top. Many of the drone companies are using larger drones that are carrying larger payloads. And they said to us, it's hard to land on the top of your box. It's just not big enough, right? So we've been creating a box top that's about 100% bigger. And so those
Oh.
little pieces of customer feedback, figuring out what's going to make their lives easier, lowering the price point, making sure that we can plug into the connectivity that's available in their area. A lot
Mhm.
of these are very remote areas. We had to figure out, how do you get satellite connection into these things? And so working with our clients and our customers, especially as they were going through these pilots, was really important, because we had to go back, re-engineer. Hardware is very difficult when it comes to adding or changing or doing anything. It's not like software, right? And so a lot of those challenges sounded easy, but in reality were much, much harder to implement, but if that's what was going to get our clients to be, moving more of their product, moving more of our landing stations, that's what we were going to do. So, we definitely take customer feedback very, very seriously.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, you want to make things happy, but you make your clients happy, but you want to keep moving forward, and you want to keep innovating in the best way possible. And in terms of the innovation within your own industry, I know that we talked about some of the big guys, but I want to hear more like within the confines of your industry. Um, I want to hear some of your domain expertise and what's going on, and what do you think could be done differently, and what are you guys doing differently to push that innovation forward?
Yeah, I mean, there's every possible way you can imagine that people are trying to solve problems. And one thing we see a lot of, especially in the US, is they'll have the drones and they'll drop the package on a tether, and it will land in some area in your yard or driveway. And we agree that's a great way to get the package from the drone to the ground without having the drone come close to people. But it doesn't solve a lot of those same issues that come with the last mile, right? The
Mhm.
Securing the package, preventing theft, weather damage, all of those issues. And so,
Right.
we see a system that is universal. It can take winch packages just like they're providing. It can take landed drones. It can send packages. It can receive packages. And so for us, it's much more about providing a solution that works for everybody. We always look back to your mailbox now, right? It doesn't really care if it's USPS or Amazon or UPS. If whoever
Mhm.
wants to put something in there, an envelope in there, they put it in a mailbox, right? You don't have a different mailbox for each provider.
Mhm.
And so that was our goal, was to create a system that worked with those winch deliveries, that worked with the landed drones, whatever it may be, so we could actually have an all-in-one solution. And so that's really what we craft around, and that's really our core values, is making sure we keep that agnosticism and that universal application. But there's a number of ways people are trying to solve these problems in the drone industry, right? There's a company, Zipline, and they launch a package with a parachute on the back, and it parachutes into your yard, right? Does it, always
Mhm.
hit where it's supposed to go?
You got to
Sometimes,
account for like wind flying away.
right? But that's a great solution if you're in the middle of a very remote part of Africa and you need to get supplies quickly and there's no infrastructure, right? So
True.
finding the niche that works for everybody is really critical,
Mhm.
but you try and over apply that to, suburban areas, it doesn't always, tend to equate. But for us, we see ourselves as kind of that central hub, that support system for all of these different drone companies, rather than trying to compete with the drone companies. I mean, that's a
Right.
big piece of our model.
Right. And as a place, we're situated in Florida personally, that we have our own problems with logistics and packages coming to and from. So I'm interested to see if how you guys would adapt to this, an area like this.
It's funny, I was actually down in Miami, and we realized pretty early on, you can't put rooftop infrastructure for drones in Miami, right? Every building has a penthouse, and those billionaires aren't letting you cut through the top of their penthouses so you can put a drone elevator in, right? But
Yeah.
almost every building has a balcony. And so we started filing patents on window and balcony applications.
Mhm.
Other places like Chicago, the tops of most of the buildings are covered in HVAC, right? There's a lot of heating and different, HVAC systems that are covering the roofs, right? Antennas, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so each city has its own specific needs, right? And that downtown area is very different than the suburbs, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
very different than a very rural area. And so for us, building a system that was modular enough to where we could change certain features of it, whether it is the large landing locker system or a smaller mailbox. Many of our first prototypes were just very simple mailboxes, and it's about serving the needs of those different end users.
Mm-hmm. Right. And actually, on that note of like the bigger landing pad, because know you mentioned that was something that you're looking at in the near future, but do you have anything else? What's on the agenda for Valkyrie in the near future? And do you have like any other secrets that you can share on here, or some coming soon news or anything like that?
We're working on a few new features. There's going to be some new feature development built into our landing station, so they have even more functionality for the customers. We're also looking at releasing some new products. We were hoping to have our mailbox system out by the end of this year. It's delayed a little bit, but a mailbox that you'd be able to place in front of your home that would serve as both a traditional mailbox as well as a drone platform. We all are also developing a unit that would fit into a window or a balcony. That one's probably longer out, maybe a year plus.
Kind of like this, like sticking out of a window, so that it is like it's placed like outside, and then you can bring it inside through there.
Exactly. Yeah, it would fit into similar to like an air conditioning unit in New York.
Right.
Now, when the drone comes in, you would have, the landing pad extend out, take the package from the drone, and then bring it back into the home. And that way you don't have to go all the way outside. So we're looking at a few different options and different ways we can work with, different environments, different cities, different needs.
Mm-hmm. Wow, well, that's pretty exciting to hear, Ryan. That I'm excited to hear what you guys come up with in the recent years. All right, so it was great talking to you, Ryan. But before we go, of course, where can the audience find you, and do you possibly have anything to share with them?
Check us out on our website, Valqari.com. We've got YouTube videos up if you want to check us out on YouTube. And a lot of news gets posted on LinkedIn. We are going to be posting more and more on our Instagram and Twitter in the future as we get more towards a direct-to-consumer market. But yeah, please check us out. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We love talking to people.
For sure. And you heard the man. Go give him a follow on social media. Check out the website. I'll make sure to include that as well. Check out some of those demos on their YouTube. It was pretty neat to watch as well. So again, Ryan Walsh from Valkyrie, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for creating a culture of innovation within your business. All right, we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Thanks for having me, Roman.
Hi, Roman here. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Creating a Culture of Innovation. If you would like to be a guest on our podcast, you can apply at cacoi.nerdsupport.com/podcast. Did you find what we talked about today valuable? Please give it a like and share it on social media. Or if you know someone that would be a great guest, tag them and make sure to include the hashtag Creating a Culture of Innovation. We'd love to bring on a diverse group of guests. Since we're regularly putting out new content, subscribe and make sure you don't miss any episodes. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and it'd mean a lot to me and my team. Want to learn more about Nerd Support and how we can help you succeed with technology? Visit our website at nerdsupport.com or follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Nerd Support. Thanks for listening in, and we hope you'll stop by next time.